In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit an interview. So let's get right into it. Now, I did a video a short while ago about how to film an interview, and if you haven't seen that yet, then go ahead and check that video out. It's just up there in the card. You want to go and make sure you watch that before you watch this part 2 on how to edit an interview. But if you've seen it already, then let's begin with the video. So you've got your footage, you have the interview footage, and you've thrown it onto your timeline. Now, the first thing that you need to do to edit this down is take out all of the parts of the interview that are not relevant. So this means you're gonna have to go through and listen to the entire interview, and you're gonna have to take out the parts that are not relevant to the video that you're making. So if you're asking somebody about chocolate, and all of a sudden they go off on a tangent and start talking about cars, for example, then you're gonna wanna take that out because it's not relevant to your video. So go ahead and take out all of the irrelevant parts and filter the video down to your favorite few moments. Now, once you've done this, you want to structure your interview into a part that works with the narrative of your video. When you're making a feature-length film or a short film, you want to follow the narrative of a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the same thing applies to when you're filming an interview. So you want to begin your interview with an introduction. You want to establish the character, you want to establish the scene, the location, the product, whatever you're talking about, you want to begin by introducing that. Now, once you've cut your footage down and you've got your intro ready and that's structured and that's sitting at the start of your timeline, we can move on to the main meat of the video. This is the content, and this is what people have come to watch the interview for. So you want to edit this down. So if you're talking about a product, then you want to explain what the product is here. You want to show examples. You want to see what the product does. And then of course, with every good story comes an end. We have a beginning, a middle, and the end. So you want to structure the end of the video by closing down the video. You want to say a thank you message potentially to the audience, or you want to say where people can go and visit to purchase the item. This is where you want to close the interview and really finish the video off. So your interview should have a very clear beginning, middle, and an end. So now that your interview is structured correctly, it's in the beginning, middle, and end, you've got the right structure, you need to go through and you want to take out all of the awkward ums and ahs. If you're filming people who are not used to being in front of camera, then they're going to be nervous, they're going to be looking away a lot, they're going to be making lots of ums and ahs, they're going to be hesitating, and it's your job as the editor to go through the interview and cut out all of these awkward ums, ahs, and all of these awkward pauses. When you cut these moments out though, it's really important that you don't close all of those gaps and throw all of the footage together. Because if you do this, then the interview is going to seem really rushed, it's going to seem really unnatural, and it's going to seem really overly edited. So once the person on the video has finished making a statement, once you've cut out the or the ah or the awkward pause, you want to leave a beat and then go into the next part of the interview. So rather than forcing all of the words together, you want to add a little bit of breathing room in between each part of the interview so that your interview seems really natural and it doesn't look like it's been edited. Let me show you a quick example. This is some footage of an interview where the interviewer is going to be awkward and there's ums and ahs. In the first example, you're going to see the completely unedited footage. And in the second example, you're going to see that same interview footage cut up with all of the ums and ahs and the pauses taken out and all of it forced together to be really unnatural. Have a look. So yes, yeah, the weather is, yeah, it's not good. Oh God, what am I saying? Yeah, it's not great today, and it's a real shame because I really wanted to go out and do this thing that was really awesome. And now here's that same very footage cut up this time. Yeah, the weather it's not good. It's not great today, and it's a real shame because I really wanted to go out and do this thing that was really awesome. Now that felt really jarring and it felt really uncomfortable to watch because it was overly edited. There was no pauses, it was all rushed, and it did not flow at all. So here is that same very footage, but this time I've cut out all the ums and the ahs, but I've left a little bit of breathing room between each word. And look how this interview flows all of a sudden without those ums and ahs. Yeah, the weather it's not good. It's not great today, and it's a real shame because I really wanted to go out and do this thing that was really awesome. There you go, that feels a lot more natural, it feels a lot more professional, and that's the option that you want to take when you're editing down an interview. And now that brings me down to the last tip, and that is to cover up those jump cuts with other footage. So if you watched the previous video where I talked all about the process of filming an interview, you would have noticed the tip on how to shoot B-roll for your interview. It's super important that you shoot B-roll and cutaways or GVs to apply on top of your interview because when you take out all these ums and the ahs, we make all of these jump cuts, and without footage to hide this, then it's gonna obviously be very noticeably edited. So just before you make a cut, you want to add some B-roll, you want to make a sequence out of your footage, you want to add this onto video layer 2 to overlay on top of your interview. And the second that you finish editing a sequence, you want to cut away from your B-roll and back to the interview footage. So here's a quick example of the interview cut down without B-roll over the top. Yeah, the weather it's not good, it's not great today, and it's a real shame because I really wanted to go out and do this thing that was really awesome. And here's that same interview with B-roll applied to the top of the footage. Yeah, the weather it's not good, it's not great today, and it's a real shame because I really wanted to go out and do this thing that was really awesome. Now, before we added that B-roll, it was obvious that the video was edited. We cut the interview up and it was really obvious. It felt like the interviewee, the person on camera, was free-flowing and really natural at talking. And that is the main reason why we shoot B-roll when we're shooting interviews. So just to recap on this video, the first thing you want to do is cut out anything irrelevant. Next, you want to structure your video in a clear intro, middle, and outro, beginning, middle, and end. 3, you want to cut out the ums, the ahs, and the awkward pauses. And 4, you want to add B-roll on top of your interview to hide those cuts that we just made by removing the ums and the ahs. And there you go. If you follow these 4 tips when you're editing your interview, you should have a really awesome and really beautifully edited interview that will appear to be really seamless and really natural. So if you enjoyed watching this video, then please do let me know in that comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe, check out the previous video, and I will see you tomorrow for another brand new video. Thank you for watching.